Hiya, and welcome back to Promises to Keep. The game that teaches us that Rofi is love, Rofi is life, we should hold Rofi, we should give love to Rofi, and we should sacrifice all mortal possessions to Rofi. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Hey Leo, what you up to? He makes his way to the couch and plops down, laying leisurely on his back. Just taking a breather. I didn't think I'd see so many new faces today. I know, right? Isn't it so exciting? He's not Shrek. I haven't seen Shrek in years. Isn't it so exciting? Well, I mean, yes, but it's also exhausting. I chuckle a little, and it turns into a yawn. I instinctively curl into the soft couch cushions. Okay, sleepyhead, enjoy your peace and quiet down here. I curl up even more, a mischievous smile spreading across my face. Sure am. No orange dogs barking my ear off. I study him carefully, testing the waters. But to my relief, he commits to the bit, letting out an exaggerated gasp and throwing a dramatic paw over his forehead. Then he gives me a cute pout, accompanied by the softest set of puppy dog eyes. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Look at those eyes! How could you say no to him? How could you ever say no to him? My heart is melting! Oh shit, the cat wants out. Hang on, let me go let him out. You want out? There you go, bud. How can you say no to those eyes? Look at them! Right? If he were to come up to me with that exact expression and say, hey, can you go shoplift roughly $15,000 worth of merchandise from Walmart? I'd be like, oh, hell yeah. Anything for you, baby! Except I'm not going to do that, and you shouldn't either. Do not shoplift. It is bad. Shoplifting is bad. Why am I laughing? Shoplifting is bad. Do not shoplift. It is bad. It is illegal and it is bad, and we follow the law here for the most part. Then he, oh, rude, and here I was about to invite you to hang out with me until dinner. I sit up, clearly a little interested. I'm just gonna play a video game, lay around, you know. Just as I'm about to respond, we hear more paw steps on the stairwell. Hey, you two, just here to grab the last box. Rofi and I both wave to him. Leo, you've met Hunter, right? Just a few minutes ago, yeah. Hunter bends down to scoop up the cargo. Yep, we're best friends already. Wow, Leo, for someone who leaves the house once a month, you seem to make friends pretty quickly. I force a smile, wincing internally. If only he knew how wrong he was. Hey, maybe they've got all the practice they need, a 100% friend rate whenever they need to meet someone new. They both laugh, bouncing off each other's energy. The two of them together are silly, but I could see them being a bit much too. Oh, dang! Hunter points to one last box, lying forgotten near the door. There's another monitor in that box! Hey, Leo, want to grab that for me? I don't want to carry too many fragile things at once. And now you're stealing Leo from me, how can you? He nudges me playfully. See, I told you, you were always the popular one. You can have them back. You can have them back after they open the boxes. We all gotta do our part around it, right? I can tell he's joking, but the comment still sends a jolt of guilt down my spine. Of course, I help once we get this settled, then I'm interrupted by Leo shouting down the stairwell. Hunter! Get that box yet? Oh, that's our cue. We're coming, Theo. I scurry over and grab the remaining box, surprised by its unexpected weight. Hunter turns to Rofi, who's now making himself comfy on the couch, absorbed in his phone. Don't have too much fun by yourself now. What? No, I'm coming through. He sticks out his tongue at Hunter and, in record time, jumps off the couch and zips past him up the stairs. And there he goes. You know, I always said he should try out for track. You two know each other? I feel like I'm doing a bad job at keeping up here. Yeah, same college. I mean, he's graduated, obviously, but we're buds. Right? Makes sense. They seemed way too comfortable around each other to have just met today. I should ask him about that sometime. Anyway, we're needed at the front line! Hunter bounds upward, humming a jaunty tune. As I start to follow, I take a moment to adjust my grip on the box, and my eyes fall on the numerous photos adorning the stairwell walls. Many of them were of presumably Theo's childhood. Days spent camping, playing in the yard, at the amusement park. One in particular catches my eye. Oh shit. A teenage Theo, lankier and less tired looking, and a tall, broad-shouldered woman, another Arctic fox, standing side by side in front of a new car. Maybe him and his mom? They look very alike in the photo, same fluffy white fur, similar face and snout. Someone had written in neat clipped cursive at the bottom left corner of the photo. Theo's 17th birthday, 2005. Theo was a cute kid, huh? I chuckle softly, adjusting my box again. Sorry, got distracted. Yeah, no worries. Maybe we can ask him about some of these later. We'll have plenty of time to kill. I glance back at the photo of him and the woman. Their smiles are wide, bright, and unabashedly joyful. Come on, man, let's not keep him waiting any longer. Sorry. I turn and follow Hunter's swinging ringtail up the stairs. At the top, we find Theo leaning against the wall, paw and phone. Phone and paw. Still looking for others to join us? Theo looks up as we clear the top of the stairs. Oh, yeah. I'm just making sure no one else needs anything before it gets dark out. Hunter grins. You're a good egg, Theo. I nod heartily in agreement. Yeah, it's awesome that you're looking out for so many people. We all really appreciate it. He clears his throat, his voice a little huskier than normal. It's nothing really. This is a big place. Might as well put it to use. And it has everything! Wi-Fi, food, electricity. Hunter fakes a little shiver. Eating. Who wouldn't want to live here? I suppress a chuckle and roll my eyes at the Rofi-like performance. Well, I'm happy you're making yourselves at home. Oliver's staying in that room down the hall. Rofi already ran past, as I'm sure you noticed. Right on cue, I hear his muffled whirf of laughter. Theo leads us over and knocks gently to announce our presence. Come in. Theo pushes the door open, Artemis sitting in the middle of the floor, chatting with Rofi while he unpacks. Ollie, on the other hand, is scurrying around the room holding 5 trailing cables in one hand and his phone in the other, muttering to himself.
Just gotta put this here, and this cable should go on the desk, and, oh gosh, he was texting me right now of all times.
We interrupt anything, Oliver? Are you, finding everything you need? Ollie doesn't reply, now engrossed in answering his phone. He's just getting organized. As hard as it is to believe. I'd say he moved faster than me, it's pretty fast. Artemis gives Rofi a look. Yeah, I don't get the point of inviting me on walks if you're going twice my speed the whole time. Hey, I float down for you sometimes. How magnanimous. I am forever in your debt. Though I'm enjoying their banter, and I can tell Theo is too, the heavy box is starting to take a toll on my arms. I open my mouth, but struggle to break into the conversation. I sneak a glance at Hunter, but predictably he doesn't seem to be struggling in the slightest. Anyway, that's good to hear. Just wanted to check in. Artemis, have you taken a look around your space yet? I know it's a basement, but I promise it's pretty comfortable. It's perfect for me. I don't need a lot of space. My eyes dart around the room looking for a proper space to put this thing down. I rearrange my grip and feel a jolt of pain through my wrist. Great. It was nice of you to trade rooms with Oliver. Now I suppose it can get a little chilly down there. Whoa, you never throw me that kind of benevolence, Artie! I just know he'll be more comfortable up here. He can tell pretty minute differences in temperature. He gets anxious without any windows, too. Reaching my limit, I open my mouth to say something, but at that moment, I feel the box start to slip out of my paws. Before I can react, the handle slides neatly from my grip and drops like a stone. Oh, fuck! I see a flash of movement as Hunter lunges, just in time. In a split-second reaction, he shifts his box into his right arm and leans into a half squat, perfectly catching the fallen item from beneath. Whoa! Warn me next time you're about to drop an expensive piece of tech. For a terrible moment, I just stand there, feeling the stares of everyone in the room boring into me. Even Ollie snaps out of his intense focus to watch. My ears flatten tight against my head. Oh god, I'm so sorry! My voice breaks the spell, and Ollie zooms over to us, snatching the lid off the box and peering inside. He lets out a deep breath.
Don't worry about it. Nothing's broken.
Thank God. I was just holding it fine, and then...
No, please, don't apologize. No harm done, really.
Ollie smiles and meets my eyes, and incredulously, I believe him. I smile back gratefully. Yeah, no, I'm done. I was just messing with you. Although I hope y'all know that I can't hold this pose forever.
Oh, sorry.
Ollie hops over to the desk, swiping a number of objects off onto the floor. Ollie, I just organized the stuff you put there.
You can leave both of them here on the desk. Thank you so much.
Hunter straightens with ease, languidly walks the 2 boxes over and turns to Theo. Need anything else, boss? Nope, that's it for now. Though we'll call you if that changes. Always at your service. Hunter walks out to the hallway, motioning for me to follow. Hey, I'm probably gonna head back to my room and relax a little. Want to join? Rofi gasps in mock indignation and is at my side in an instant, clutching my arm. I knew you were trying to steal Leo from me! Ah, yes, Rofi's famous puppy dog eyes, as deadly as always. Whoa, easy there, I'm no thief. We can all just hang out in my room, the more the merrier, right? But there's this new game I want to try out, and I have 2 controllers! I open my mouth to ask why we can't just take turns. And then I realize, he wants to spend more time with me alone, just the 2 of us playing video games, like back in the old days. Hunter laughs and leans forward, committing to Rofi's bit. Don't be greedy, Rofi, it's have known each other for so long. Leo and I have to make up for lost time. The raccoon gives me a knowing look, a twinkle of amusement is in his eye. Seems like someone wants some one-on-one time with you, Leo. But for real, it's your choice. Just know my door is always open, too. Rofi giggles, breaking character for a moment, before snapping back into that lethal pout. Oh, of course. Feel free to leave poor old Rofi behind. Those eyes used to destroy me, but now I can see his laughter behind them. Just divide Leo in half. Mitosis is the answer. Rofi just having fun. Those eyes used to destroy me, but now I can see his laughter behind them. I don't think he'll actually be mad if I hang out with Hunter for an hour or 2. After all, we'll have plenty of time to spend together over the next few days, or however long it takes. It really was my choice. Who should I hang out with? Is this the route selection? There's a bunch of cute guys all in one space. There's obviously multiple routes.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
I can do a save while y'all argue. Oh, God. If I die young, carry me inside, lay me down on a bed of roses. I don't know the words to this song, so please don't crucify me if I get the words wrong. Uh-oh. What? What? Yeah! I had only just started to catch up with Rofi and was looking forward to spending more time with him. I can't resist those eyes for long. Rofi literally jumps for joy, arms in the air and cheers. Yes, I finally have someone to try this game with! My room's this way. Come on! And with that, Rofi skips down the hall and disappears into a doorway. Sorry, Hunter. I hope you don't mind. But the raccoon's eyes are full of mirth. He doesn't seem upset at all. Yeah, don't worry about it. You two go have your fun. We're all gonna be stuck in the same house anyway, so I'm sure we'll get the chance to hang. Hit me up whenever. You just gotta do me one favor, though. Crush him at that game for me. There's nothing I'd like more. The raccoon gives me a thumbs up and starts off down the hallway. Hopping from paw to paw, jumping to touch the ceiling with each movement. I approach the door where Rofi disappeared and knock on the frame. Oh, just get in here. Didn't you see me walk in? I was just trying to be polite. Come on, how long have we known each other? I haven't changed that much, you know. You didn't have to tell me that. So far, the only difference was his height. I was always taller than him growing up, and now... Rofi waves at me from the bed, limbs splayed on top of the simple brown comforter and white pillows. The bright winter daylight shines through his window, and I take a good look around the room. In stark contrast to Ollie's room, it looks practically untouched. I just spot a handheld suitcase in the corner, neatly zipped up, a backpack lying against the wall, and a laptop charging on the desk. He didn't really bring that much. What? The gorgeous layout of my room got your tongue? I'm just a bit surprised you didn't bring more stuff over. I have everything I need, though. A bed, a desk, a chair, TV, a window, a bathroom, water, and electricity. What more could you want in a living space? I do remember him being a pretty simple dog. His old room was incredibly plain, which I found ironic for someone as bright and energetic as him. See, I'm fidgeting right now. I'm playing with a pen, with a pencil. Break the door, Leo. Small kings hang together. Yeah! Which I found ironic for someone as bright and energetic as him. I'm actually not sure if that was his preference or his parents'. Either way, I guess old habits die hard. Anyway, if you're done commenting on my lack of personal belongings, we have a video game to play! I watch Rofi prance around the room, swapping between his backpack and his suitcase. He bounds back to me and holds out 2 controllers. Player 1 or 2? Player 1, of course. Instinct takes over then, and we both plop ourselves down on the floor in front of the TV, just like we'd done a million times before. Let me get some tunes going. I game better with music on. What do you listen to these days? You'll see. He presses play on his music app. Oh, that is surprising. That is surprising. I whole ass thought he listened to hyperpop. Or Vocaloid or some shit. I thought he listened to hyperpop. But he's listening to fucking slow rock. Wait, is it slow rock or is it... Yeah, I think it's slow rock. A soft melody accompanied by a gentle tapping beat. Quiet, cozy music. Fitting. The game boots up. It's a battle royale type, but Rofi just sets it to local multiplayer so we can get a feel for the controls. We're both quiet at first, laser focused on learning the game. The silence doesn't bother me like it normally does, though. Honestly, I feel just as comfortable around him now as I did back then. Despite his crazy antics and his jolly nature, he's pretty good at creating a warm, cozy environment. Figuratively and literally. Eventually, I break the silence first. Remember when these video game nights used to be a commodity? For me, you mean? You got to game whenever you wanted. What about all of our productive study sessions at my place? I literally can't believe my parents never caught on. For such helicopter parents, they could be pretty oblivious at times. Rofi used to come over 2 or 3 nights a week to study at my house. He usually finished his homework long before I did, and I'd always find him glued to the TV while I scrambled to catch up with him. Well, I guess I always found other excuses to ground you. Like the fake Mon fiasco. Wow, that Brock's... Damn it, Brock! Okay. Well, that brought some memories back. Fake Mon trading cards were a huge thing in our elementary and middle school, but I'd forgotten all about them. Yeah, apparently I can't speak English. Rofi used to hide all his cards in his locker before going home. It all came flooding back to me now. At some point in middle school, our friend had each bought a mystery card pack for a group unboxing session. Most of us got common low value cards, typical pack filler, but Rofi ended up pulling out a card worth nearly $500. We all lost our minds. For a group of preteens, $500 was unfathomable. The ironic thing was, of course, he had to keep it a secret. There was no way he could tell his parents about the card. A couple of us offered to help him sell it, but he wouldn't part with it. That is, until his parents found out about his collection. He managed to sneak the rare card to me ahead of time, but the rest of his deck wasn't so lucky. They threw every single one of his cards in the trash and grounded him for weeks. Can I punch them? Can I punch them? They're so fucking shitty. Remembering his distraught face makes my blood boil. Here, hold on a second, I got something to throw ya. Rofi pauses the game and gives me a knowing grin, hopping up to grab his backpack. No way. I see him unzip a side pocket and reach into the back, and then I hear another zipper. Secret pocket? You know it. I see him pull a small card case out of his bag. Ta-da! In perfect condition! He hands the case to me with a single card inside. The holographic Char-Lizard card, looking the same as it did the day he pulled it. Wow. I can feel a goofy smile start to spread across my face. For some reason, knowing that he was able to hang on to it just makes me so happy. You'll never guess how much it's valued at now. You're right, I won't. How much? Look it up. I roll my eyes. You could just tell me, but he obviously wants to drag out the realization. Silly pup. 75,000? Rofi! That's life-changing money! Pretty cool, right? Cool? I mean, yeah, I guess, but that's just an insane amount of money for one card! Yeah, sure, but I mean, why haven't you sold it yet? Don't wanna. I would kill for an extra 75k in my pocket. You don't get any ideas! It has a lot of sentimental value for me. I'm not really in need of money to the point where I'd want to trade this for cash. I guess that makes sense. Remember the happiness I felt when I learned he still had it. Wait, I never asked, what kind of job do you have? Well, I was a biology major, so... Doctor? No, I could never. I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life. Went to PA school and became a physician's assistant. You operate under a doctor's supervision, but do a lot of the same medical things they do, sacrificing a bit of autonomy for a shorter education. It's usually 2 years post-college for PA, compared to over 8 years for doctors. Well, sure, but I didn't think your parents would let you become anything other than a doctor. Well, they weren't happy. They hated that I went the PA route instead of med school. But you just kept on trucking? Rofi nods. At some point, I have to live my life, you know. Huh. I never thought I'd hear that from him. When we were kids, he was so obedient. Always so frightened of what his parents would think. Maybe he has changed, in more ways than I thought. And really, the money isn't that bad. How much, if you don't mind me asking? I could buy around 2 hollow Char-Lizard cards a year with my salary, if my math is right. His math was always right. Okay, so he was making bank. Got it. Isn't that bad? You're probably out-earning everyone on the street. He giggles. Okay, it's a good gig, I admit. He picks up his controller again. Mind if we get back to the game? I mean, I had more questions, but... Sure, sorry to pry. Nah, you're good. Rofian pauses and the room goes quiet again. I can't help but think about what he said earlier. At some point, he just had to live his life. I wonder what adventures he went on after I left in middle school. I could spend hours catching up with him like this. Over the course of our gaming, we've shifted closer. Now I feel him start to lean against me a little. Before I know it, his head is fully on my shoulder. I don't say anything at first, though I can feel a slight blush creep across my face. Our lives are so different now, but his fur still feels so familiar. I see him glancing at me out the corner of my eye and hear him giggle again. Soft, right? Huh? Yeah, it's just like I remember. Shit, he could definitely feel my face warming up. Yeah? Sensing weakness, Rofi starts rubbing his cheek against my shoulder, distracting me with his impressively velvety fur. I make a critical mistake and the match goes to Rofi. Hey, come on, you totally did that on purpose. Sneaky dog. I give him a playful swat and he lifts his head off my shoulder. You said it was just like you remember. All good memories, I hope. Most of them, yeah, we used to do this all the time. But we would usually be lying down. He flips over onto his belly and looks up at me expectantly. Like this. You gonna join me? Belly flop or lay next to Rofi. check a couple things while y'all fight. Send him to Jesus. I'm almost ready. Almost. Yeah. For old time's sake, of course. I roll onto my belly and lay next to him, and Rofi starts the next round. I get the urge to run my paws through his head fur, fluffy as ever, but I resist, remembering my promise to Hunter. I'd win at least once. Without his shenanigans, the round lasts much longer, the two of us more easily matched. Damn it! And he wins again. Hey, are you sure you haven't played this before? I'm mighty about that. Fair enough, he was a prankster, not a liar. I ruffle his head fur playfully, earning a giggle from the dog. Once again, it hits me just how easily we were picking up where we left off. All thanks to him, really. Rofi could always warm up a room. He doesn't need to fill his living spaces with decorations or personal belongings. He just breathes life into a place just by being himself. My earlier worries feel so silly now. At his core, he's still Rofi. He's just figured out who he is a bit more. As we continue playing, I start to lose track of time, lost in the game, and lost in memory. Despite the circumstances, the many years we spent apart, I feel safe with Rofi. I'm so cozy. Last thing I think of before drifting off is that I have to get better at this game to beat him next time we hang out. Oh, hiya. I slowly stir awake, music still playing, and the first thing I see is Rofi breathing softly in his sleep. I let out a big yawn, shaking off the post-nap stupor. Rofi starts to stir next to me. He yawns too, then stretches out his arms and legs. He turns to face me, blinking slowly. That was a good nap! Agreed. After all the craziness today, I really needed it. I clamber to my paws and reach one out to help Rofi up. Once standing, he stretches a bit more and turns off the TV. I'm starving! I wonder what's for dinner. Great question. I'm sure they're figuring out something downstairs. Maybe we can help. Right there down there! The dog zooms past me, throwing the door open and disappearing into the hallway. I'll have to catch up to him again. I run into Theo on the way down the stairs. Rofi's still nowhere to be seen. Oh, Leo, I'm getting your air mattress set up right now. Sorry about the wait. I meant to do this earlier, but I just haven't had time to think today. If you don't mind, I think I'll get you settled in the den. You can close the doors to get some privacy when you want it. That sounds great, Theo. Thank you. Hey, tell you what, if you want, you can head down to the kitchen. There's snacks in the pantry and beer in the fridge. I still need to figure out what dinner will look like, so please help yourself for now. Rofi should be down there now if you want to join him. Before I can respond, I hear Hunter's voice from down the hallway. Yeah, did someone say snacks? Oh, god damn it, Hunter, stop making me love you. There better be Frosted Flakes. I better fucking see Tony the Tiger on the goddamn box. I better see Tony the Tiger down there. These characters need to stop making me love them. They need to stop doing that. I don't appreciate having I don't appreciate having feelings. They are giving me feelings and I don't appreciate it. Yo, did someone say snacks? We all hear a whirf of excitement and the sound of a fridge door closing. Sounds like someone got in the stash already. A starry-eyed Rofi appears at the foot of the stairwell, canned drinks in one arm and an assortment of colorful chip bags in the other. Theo, you didn't tell me how to have these cool flavors of soda and chips. I can't pick. His puppy eyes come out again. Theo sighs, but he can't hold back a small smile. Well, feel free to try them all. I've been having trouble getting through my hoard of junk food anyway. Rofi's tail starts wagging faster, if that was even possible. Whoa, really? There's no way you can finish these by yourself. I can tell Hunter wants in on the snacks, too. I'm sure there's more than enough for all of you. Why don't you guys hang out a bit more while I figure out dinner? Thank you, Leo! Thank you, Theo! I love you! Rofi bounds up the stairs in a flash. Sweet, thanks, Theo! Hunter does a two-fingered salute to Theo before hopping up the stairs after Rofi. Though Theo shakes his head, his smile and swishing tail reveal that he's quite pleased with Rofi and Hunter's indulgence. He turns to face me again. Not going to join them, Leo? Nah, I think I'll hang out in the kitchen and wait for dinner. I don't really want to fight those two for snacks anyway. I have a sneaking suspicion I'd lose. If you say so. I'll go fetch your air mattress and get it set up. I'll just be a minute. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Theo. My pleasure. We pass one another and I head off to the kitchen, breathing a quiet sigh of relief. Normally I'd be anxious in a situation like this, depending on his generosity meeting new people in an unfamiliar place. But Theo? Something about him puts me at ease. Maybe it's the sense that he really doesn't expect anything in return. From the way he talks, he makes it sound like I'm doing him a favor by staying here. The kitchen is so spacious but comfortable, lived in but not cluttered or claustrophobic. My eyes are immediately drawn to the big windows looking out into the small backyard space. Well, they would be showing off the backyard if the snow and ice hadn't rendered them almost fully opaque. I settle down at the big kitchen table and watch the weather try to get in, frosty fingers sliding down the fragile panes of glass. It isn't long before Theo comes back with two folding chairs and starts to set them up. As I watch him work, I absentmindedly rub the old table's surface, my paw pads finding curves and divots impressed into the wood. I trace the path of what feels like a cursive letter T, then an H. Peering more closely, I see the telltale marks of many words crisscrossing and folding over one another across the matte surface. Yeah, those are what you think they are. He cracks open a beer as he talks. This is my aunt's house. I used to come here growing up and do my homework at this very table. I always pressed down really hard when doing cursive, and the table marked up the surface of the paper. Aunt. My mind drifts back to the photo in the stairwell, Theo and an older Arctic fox. He sits down in a seat across from me, and the old wooden chair produces a loud creak. But that was centuries ago, of course. I understand kids these days aren't even learning cursive anymore. Kids these days? He's kidding, right? Theo's eyes twinkle mischievously, clearly watching me for a reaction. Hey, I still had to learn it. Turned out to be useless, of course, but I bet I spent just as much time on it as you did. And a fat lot of good it did us. I always thought it was a waste of time, too. Theo snaps his fingers and stands again. Right, dinner. Can't expect everyone to be happy with just chips and soda. Let's see. He starts rummaging through the fridge and cupboards. I hope simple food is okay with you. I'm decent in the kitchen, but... At that moment, Artemis walks carefully through the doorway, 3 paper bags balanced precariously in his grip. He has the juggling skills of an experienced waiter. What's all this? Some groceries for my place. No point in letting it all rot. Oh, right, yeah. Wherever you can find room in the fridge. Right. Whatever you can find room in the fridge. I've been giving him Hunter's voice! I was in kindergarten. Wait, no. It was either kindergarten or first grade, where I had to learn cursive. I had to learn cursive in either kindergarten or first grade. Artemis brought his whole fridge, oh no. Artemis nods at me in greeting, then begins rummaging around in the bags. Green vegetables, fresh herbs, a bag of apples. Good timing, too. I was just starting to prep for dinner. Artemis shakes his head, his sharp eyes flitting around the kitchen. No, I expect you to let me cook tonight, Theo. It's the least I can do to repay you. Theo blinks, somewhat taken aback. For a moment, he seems about to object. Then he breaks into a warm smile and settles back into his chair with another creak. That's an offer I'll gladly accept. To be honest, cooking for 6 was the one thing I was worried about. I make a mean dinner for 1, but anything past that... He chuckles softly, shaking his head. Where do you keep your spices? The bird pulls a couple of containers out of the smallest bag. Garlic powder, paprika, pepper, and a few others that I didn't recognize. I feel a pang of guilt at the sight. If I hadn't been ready to leave town, I'd have some food to contribute too. Just as Theo starts to answer, Hunter strides into the kitchen, an open chip bag in one paw and phone in the other. He walks up to me and holds out both. Hey Leo, put your number in. I'm starting group chat. Let's have a chip if you want. Oh, sure, no problem. As I'm typing in my number, he turns to Theo and rattles the bag. These things are amazing, Theo. You gotta tell me where you get them sometime. Theo gives him a thumbs up and takes another swig of beer. I hand Hunter back his phone. I'm honestly not sure how much a group chat will get used, but whatever. It says well. I mean, we'll all be stuck in the same house. Do we really need a group chat? Why not, just in case? Here, Theo. As soon as Theo finishes, Hunter plucks the phone out of his paw and walks it over to Artemis. Come on, please? Artemis takes the phone after a long moment of Hunter waving it in his face. Just please don't message it without a good reason. I hate getting tons of notifications. Yeah, here. Anyway, let me go find Ollie. He marches out of the room at a considerable clip. Does he always move this fast? He could give Rofi a run for his money. Oh, Theo does have a fang, and it's so cute! That's how all the group chats I've been in are like. Not 30 seconds later, all of our phones buzz. Artemis lets out a theatrical sigh. What did I just say? Theo and I laugh in unison. The bird shakes his head disapprovingly and resumes rifling around in the fridge. Hey Artemis, I can give you a hand if you want. I realize 6 is a lot of people to cook for. He regards me for a split second, then shakes his head. It's really no problem. I like to cook. You can just sit and relax. Cook with Artemis or relax with Theo? Okay. I am torn. Because on one hand, I want to get to know Theo, but on the other hand, Emo Bird. Theo or Emo Bird? Foxy Boy or Emo Bird? Worshipper of Gerard Way and My Chemical Romance? Or alcoholic? Fox Dilf. I will admit, he is a Dilf. I'll give him that. My Chemical Romance. Though I will say, if he jams out to From First to Last, I will marry him. I will marry him if he jams out to From First to Last. I fucking love that band. You know what? I'm gonna make a poll. Okay. New poll. Don't be surprised by the random characters. I don't like typing. Yeah, hiya. Fox Dilf. Emo Burb. Damn it! I have to manually type it all out and go ahead and vote. Looking at Theo's fluffy tail. Theo, you're beloved, no one else. If he listens to From First to Last, I will fight you. If he listens to From First to Last, I will fight you. I will fight you. Wait, is Cat spamming it? I'll just run after you with the spider. I'll just run at you with the spider. You know. This is truly a democracy. Okay, if you're sure. Thanks a lot. Cat's contributed 3,300 channel points. As if knives scare me. 3,300. Oh my god. Okay, for sure. Thanks a lot. To be honest, I'm not sure how much help I'd be anyway. Like I said, it's really no trouble. The bird begins busying himself with the various kitchen implements, quickly making himself at home in the unfamiliar space. His movements are practiced, fluid, at ease. I have a feeling that dinner is going to be delicious. By the way, Leo, I turn my attention back to the fox. Let me know if you still need anything from your place. I'm happy to go back with you to pick up anything extra you might want. I had planned to run another sweep of the neighbors tomorrow anyway. Oh, are there still folks on our street who are stuck? I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I got most of the houses today, but there's still a few I need to make sure about. And also, I promised the folks in number 90 that I'd check back in with them tomorrow. Theo. He must be looking after every house on the block. His tired eyes take on new meaning now. Well, if that's the case, I should be offering to help you, not the other way around. If one of our neighbors needs an extra hand, you'll let me know, right? That'll do. That's right, our neighbors, the people we live next to, spend our days and nights next to, but barely ever interact with. The city makes it so easy to forget about them. Well, for me at least. Apparently not for Theo. He jumped right into action to help them. Apparently not for Rofi either. I realize with a pang of guilt. Or Hunter, or Artemis, or Ollie. They all seem to know each other already. Or at least were quick to settle in with each other. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who's learned to shut people out like this. That's not a very comforting thought. Time to change the subject. By the way, I don't think I've said yet, but I love your house. It's so big, but surprisingly cozy. Theo finishes his swig of beer and nods graciously. Well, thank you very much. Like I said, though, this was my aunt's place first. She did most of the hard work. Most of the furniture was hers. She picked out the wallpaper and paint colors. He trails off, eyes wondering, but then seems to snap back to attention. Some of it is my doing, though. I've added some knickknacks and tchotchkes, some more art on the walls, some plants. That reminds me, I've got to water the ones the den tomorrow with all the excitement today. I completely forgot. Ooh, I'd love to get a look at those plants if you don't mind. Theo nods, takes another swig of beer, and rises from his creaking chair. Then allow me to show you. I suppose I might as well water. I suppose it wouldn't hurt for you to see where you'll be sleeping too. Okay. I glance back at Artemis, and it seems like he's doing 5 things at once. A pot full of potatoes are boiling on the stove, and he's making some last-minute adjustments to a salad. A savory aroma wafts from the oven as he tastes the dressing he's made. Artemis, this smells great, by the way. Food tends to do that. You two go do whatever you like. I've got things under control here. I thank him, then follow Theo to a corner of the kitchen. He opens up a cabinet, then halts and turns back to me a little sheepishly. The, watering can was also my aunt's. Alright. When he removes it from the cabinet, I see why he felt the need to specify. The can is in the shape of a little purple elephant with big sparkly eyes and itty-bitty rounded tusks. Its trunk, of course, is the spout. Fucking adorable. Oh my god, I love it. Look at its little tusks! Theo still looks a little embarrassed, but he laughs in response. He sure is something, Artemis, do you mind if I use the sink real quick? The focused bird looks up from chopping carrots and shakes his head. Please do. Theo strides over to the sink and starts to fill up the little elephant with water. Ah, shit. My laptop lagged. My laptop lagged. Let me check something real quick. Fucking computer lag. Computer lag. Okay, we're still on the same broadcast, I think. If I get a notification, we know what happened. Laptop couldn't handle the Theo-ness. We hate to see it. Yes. Theo strides over to the sink and starts to fill the little elephant with water. He doesn't actually hold that much water, but his voice wavers a little, looking down at the can. How could I replace him? I could never if he were mine. Theo nods and clears his throat quietly. Okay, that's about as much as you'll take. We start, of course, with this little guy. Theo walks over to the lone kitchen plant and gives him a generous dose of water. I got him pretty recently. Felt like the kitchen needed a little extra something. I don't usually keep it this clean if I'm being honest. There we go. The den is this way. We file out of the kitchen down a short hallway and through some double doors into the den. It's smaller than the other rooms, with the large air mattress taking up a good chunk of the floor space. Aside from that, the den houses only a couple cozy-looking chairs. I noticed several small potted plants on a table against the wall. I recognized 2 different kinds of succulents and then some other green things. My knowledge of houseplants is less than stellar. Just a few, you know. I'm not the type to keep big ones with lots of soil and all that mess. What about the ones in the living room? Theo laughs a little embarrassed. Oh, those are fake. I liked the idea of having plants there, but didn't want to take care of them, so... As he speaks, he begins to gently water the largest plant. From where I'm standing, the little elephant is looking right at me. These guys... He points to the succulents. Just get a little bit, obviously, not very often. Glad I remember, though. They look a little thirsty today. One sound effect and the laptop is already on life support. I hadn't pegged Theo as a plant dad, but looking at how gently and carefully he handles them, it makes perfect sense. This is a really nice space. I say, looking around, taking in the details for the first time. A full bookshelf, 2 little side tables next to each of the chairs, a leather-bound volume lying open on one of the cushions. It seems like an excellent place to read. Best seat in the house. Though I haven't made much use of it lately, my reading has really slipped this year. Barely got through 5 books. Judging from the width of most of the titles on the shelf, that still seems impressive to me. There we go. He says, topping off the final plant with the remains of the can. You can have a little extra today as a treat. Oh! He snaps his fingers. There's one more thing in my bedroom, too, if you want to see it. She also needs a bit of water today. Sure, lead the way. Theo leads me upstairs and down the hall to the master bedroom. Once we enter, he makes his way over to a medium-sized hanging plant suspended from the ceiling in one of the corners. And here she is. Just give me a second. I'm going to fill this little guy up again. He taps the little elephant, then heads through a door into what must be a bathroom. I take a look around the room, a little sheepishly at first. It's okay, I tell myself. He clearly doesn't mind you being in here. Theo's room is neat-ish. That's probably the best word to describe it. The bed is made, but the blankets and pillows are a little crooked. The nearby desk is completely covered with papers and manila folders, but all efficiently stacked and organized. The walk-in closet doors are wide open, revealing a forest of similar-looking clothes. I could definitely see 2 or 3 copies of the exact outfit he's wearing right now. That also makes sense for Theo, I note. When it comes to fashion, he's very copy-paste. Here we go. He emerges from the bathroom, full elephant in tow. Thanks for letting me give you a little impromptu tour. I'm proud of this house, and I like showing it off to people. I'm not surprised. It's a lovely place, really. Yes. He says simply, his eyes once again travel elsewhere. Yes, it is. The tone of his voice changes completely. Deeper, more husky. He starts to water the hanging plant, gently moving its leaves aside for better access. You know, it really is my pleasure to get some use out of it, to see it full again. It's just been a while since... At that moment, water begins to pour out of the hanging pot onto the floor, and Theo lets out a yelp of surprise. Oh, fuck! Shit, I always overwater this one. The first time I have heard him swear is when he says fuck. Oh, fuck, shit, I always overwater this one. Just give me a second! I race into the bathroom and grab a towel. As I return, I see Theo! Theo! Why do I keep calling him Leo? I see Theo trying and failing to catch the downpour in his cupped paws. Here, I got it! I drop to the floor and start to mop up the spill. It's not that much, really, and the fluffy towel soaks it up nicely. I'm sorry, Leo. I'm such a klutz. Must be my advanced age. He laughs then, full and hearty, paws still dripping with water, and I can't help but join him. Here, old man. I offer him the towel to dry his paws. Good thing you got us youngsters around, huh? Yes, indeed. Theo puts on his best old man voice as he takes the towel. And you youngsters are always welcome back here anytime, for any reason. But for now, I think we should probably head back to the kitchen, just in case Artemis needs my help with anything. I probably should have left him to fend for himself, actually. Fair enough, he seems like he knows what he's doing, though. Judging from the smell already wafting through the house, he was making miracles down there. As I take one last look around the bedroom, my thoughts catch up with me. All of this was happening so fast. Less than 24 hours ago, I was on my way out of this place. I was excited to file onto a plane and leave this frozen city behind. Less than 24 hours ago, I was gearing up for another quiet night alone in my dusty apartment. Just me, my phone, and my endless rolling thoughts. And now, I have an open invitation at Theo's house, and Rofi and I still have so much more to catch up on. I'm sure that dog will force me to accompany him for a walk when the weather clears up. Not that I'd mind, of course. It seemed almost surreal. I'm pulled back to reality once we reach the stairwell. As we descend past the myriad collection of photos, my curiosity gets the better of me. Hey, Theo. Is this you and your aunt? I point to the photo that caught my eye earlier. Theo's 17th birthday, 2005. Yes. Me and Aunt MJ. Theo's voice turns wistful, his eyes on focus. She was always good to me. My 17th was the best birthday I ever had. I watch him relive the day in his head. I'm assuming she bought you that car? That's a pretty sweet gift. Yep. And I totaled it a few days after. His voice turns bitter without warning, and the mood sours at once. We hang in uncomfortable silence for only a few moments before his eyes refocus and he drags his mouth back into the now familiar Theo smile. But anyway, that was a long time ago. I won't bore you with old stories. Let's not keep Artemis waiting, huh? Yeah. Listen, Theo, I didn't mean to... He waves his paw to cut me off. No, don't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. Come on, I'm sure we're needed in the kitchen. Ah, fuck. He turns and strides purposefully down the stairs, and I hurry after him to catch up. The eyes in the photos seem to follow us as we go. Artemis looks up as we enter, clearly ready to delegate a task. Theo, I'd appreciate if you could help me set up the table. He considers for a moment. I suppose we don't all have to eat at the same place at the same time, but it would be nice. Well, this is my house, and I say we do have to. Theo says playfully, a twinkle in his eye. At least for the first night. Help us all settle in with each other. Artemis nods in response. Agreed. Leo, would you mind fetching the others for dinner? Sure. If you have trouble with Ollie, just come get me. I'll extract him from his room. He's probably built quite the nest already. Gotcha. I head up the stairs towards Ollie's room. I find the door open and I peek in to see Ollie still fussing with cables. Still? It's been hours. Just how much stuff did he bring? I knock softly on the doorframe and the studious dino jumps in surprise.
Oh, Leo, it's you. Sorry, I was just rearranging some things here. Can you help? Can I help you?
You're fine, I didn't mean to startle you. Artemis is done making dinner and sent me to collect everybody.
Oh, Artemis made dinner already?
Ollie lets out a bark of laughter high and clear.
Just a few hours in the door and already taking over the kitchen. Isn't it a bit early to...
He checks his phone and his eyebrows shoot up.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was so late already. I've been fiddling around up here for a while.
He looks around at the mess of electronics and wires and seems to remember shyness.
Sorry about the mess. I know I made a scene earlier and made you and the others carry all my stuff and...
Demeanor totally changed. The apologies start pouring out of him. I hold up my paws to cut him off. Hey, whoa. It's okay. I didn't mind at all. I should be apologizing. I almost dropped that one box.
No, it's my fault, really. I should have just carried it myself.
We both laugh a bit awkwardly at our mutual apology standoff. Well, regardless of whose fault it is, I like what I've seen of your setup so far. Any chance you'd let me take a closer look once it's all properly assembled? Ollie brightens immediately.
Absolutely, I should be done by tonight. That is, if you don't have plans already.
My stomach chooses that moment to growl loudly. Apparently I'm focused on dinner first. Ollie's stomach responds and his cheeks go red.
Me too, I forgot I didn't eat anything today.
I blink in alarm. Nothing at all? Since this morning you're going downstairs to eat some dinner right now. I remember with the pang of irony that I also hadn't eaten anything today. Well, Ollie doesn't need to know that. I have to go collect Rofi and Hunter, but I'll see you in the kitchen.
Okay. The only thing is, I have to finish up a few things here first. I'll never know where I left off. I'll be done soon, I promise.
Okay, you'd better. See ya. I leave Ollie to his work and walk down the hall to Rofi's room. Hear the sound of video games and voices before I even reach the open door. Guess they're both here. The two of them are sprawled in front of the TV, Rofi hunched over his controller, Hunter spread flat out on his belly, foot paws kicking the air. Looks like they're playing a racing game. A devious smile spreading across my face, and I call loudly from the doorway. Don't mess up! That's evil. That's evil. Rofi yelps and jumps, clearly an impressive height, as his cart flies right off the map into the abyss. Leo, that's not fair! No, that doesn't count! Hunter bursts into raucous laughter as he crosses the finish line and triumphant music plays. I dodge a hastily thrown pillow, holding back the giggles myself. It's dinner time, you guys. Artemis made food for all of us. Oh, sick! Raccoon pulls himself up off the floor and discards his controller. What did he make? No idea, but it smells delicious. We'll see when we get down there. Well, what are we standing around for? It's not Rolfie, it's Rofi. I fucking love him. I love him. Let's go! Oh, shit. We make another stop at Ollie's room to remind him about dinner. And then all four of us start heading to the kitchen, following our noses and growling stomachs, enjoying the smell wafting through the house. The cavalry has arrived. Artemis looks up from the stove, scans down the line until he sees Ollie, then nods at me, a silent thank you. There you all are. So, we're gonna start with salad and breadsticks, obviously. Obviously? How much food did he make? Then the main course is baked sea bass, potato puree, and carrots on the side. I hope I made enough for everybody. And before we begin, let me apologize. This isn't my best work. You dense motherfucker! I'll be happy with bread! Bread is delicious! Gordon Ramsay been real fucking quiet since Artemis started cooking. Give me that fucking shit immediately. I will fight you. I will fight you on bread. Give me that fucking bread, Artemis. I'm going to eat it. Om nom nom. I'm gonna fucking eat that bread. Because bread is fucking delicious. I will steal your femur. Oh shit, stay away from my femur. I need it to walk. I am such a slut for bread. We're gonna stop it. We've already stopped. We're gonna rest for the ads. Want to break from the ads? No! Stay away from my femurs! Stay away from my bones! I need them to not be a puddle. Do your no ads dance. Sea bass, puree, salad, breadsticks. That is an actual order from Olive Garden. Oh shit, if it's Olive Garden breadsticks, then I will feel amazing. I will eat good. This isn't my best work. Bro, what you mean? It smells delicious. It certainly doesn't. At that moment, I'm hungry enough not to care what it is. There's something about the smell of good food that just makes everyone feral. I could have done better with higher quality ingredients and more time, but this will do. Artemis, I'm sure it's delicious, and regardless, we are all grateful for it. Theo's reply is reassuringly warm, voicing the group's opinion at large. Well, I warned you. Here, line up with plates and I'll serve. Plate by plate, Artemis creates gorgeous-looking dishes for everyone, and before long, all 6 of us are sitting around the kitchen table digging in. Everything was spectacular, of course. Sometimes it really feels like the quality of the food is directly proportional to how much the chef complains about it. Artemis, this is delicious! It's decent, but I'll do better tomorrow night. Artemis looks pointedly at Theo. You'll let me cook tomorrow too, right? Theo laughs, covering his mouth with a paw, and waits to finish chewing. Artemis, you are free to come make dinner for me whenever you like. Easy there, Grandpa. That wasn't an open invitation. I take a moment to look around the table at my new housemates. I can basically see the stars in Rofi's eyes as he shovels down his food. As I expected, he still eats like a maniac. Hunter, however, is giving him a serious run for his money. The two of them create an honestly hilarious tableau, both so intense and focused on their dinner. I can't help but giggle a bit, watching them eat. Hunter looks up from his plate for a second. Yeah, what are you laughing at, Leo? Nothing, it's just fun to watch you two eat. Agreed, you haven't got anywhere to be, you know? Take your time, savor it. Rofi and Hunter shake their heads in unison and return to their serious work. Looking over at Ollie, I can see that he's also enamored, but in a different way. The dino's eyes are soft and thoughtful, his lips curled into a slight smile as he takes small, deliberate bites. I know his expression well. If he were a cat, he'd be purring loudly right now. I get it. At the moment, I'm struggling to hold back my own purrs. Let them loose! Let them loose! Cat purrs are great. Hey, yo. Oh, hiya. You're new, I think. Are you? Pink Shadows 91. Oh, you're not new. Oh, you've been around for a while. Despite his cool veneer, Artemis's eyes are flicking around the table, clearly gauging everyone's reactions to the food. Theo seems ecstatic, but in his usual quiet way. I know he's enjoying the food, but from the way he looks around the table, it seems he's enjoying the company more. I think back to that moment on the stairs, the look in his eyes, the hitch in his voice. Dinner progresses with little talking, all of us firmly occupied with our plates. As things start to wind down, Artemis sets down his fork and stands. You all better have room for dessert. I didn't slave away over a hot stove for my work to go unappreciated. Dessert? I have never seen someone so excited in my life. Artemis gets up and makes his way to the oven. He swings the door open carefully, and we're all greeted by the warm scents of cinnamon and vanilla. I can practically feel the table vibrate with anticipation as Artemis extracts the dish and brings it to us. He sets it down, but before anyone moves, he speaks up. Hold up now, don't get any ideas. I have to grab the glaze first. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. None of us had noticed the small pot still simmering on the stove. He uncovers it, brings it over, and starts drizzling the sticky glaze over the dessert. Then he sets the pot down and starts dividing the dessert into slices. A thump-thump sound breaks the silence, and we all look over to Rofi, whose tail is beating against his seat in anticipation. The table breaks out in laughter, minus Rofi, still laser-focused on Artemis's movements. The bird smiles and generously gives him the first plate. So, we have a pretty simple bread pudding for dessert, topped with a sweet bourbon drizzle. I don't do dessert super often, but I hope this is Artemis's introduction is interrupted by a gasp from Rofi. This is so yummy! Seems like you have your verdict, Artemis. Let's eat before it gets cold. Some light chatter happens during dessert, but everyone is mostly focused on the sugary goodness that Artemis put together. It really is the perfect ending to a satisfying meal. After a few more minutes of conversation, folks start to peel off. Theo gets up first to collect everyone's plates, firmly shooting Artemis away when he inevitably tries to help. The Blue Jay is the next to bail, Ollie trailing close behind him, both of them engrossed in their phones. Hunter lets out a yawn and does a huge full-body stretch, filling what seems like most of the kitchen with his arms. Think I might go lie down. Hunter nudges Rofi gently, but it looks like he's already fallen asleep in his chair, a soft, content smile on his puppy face. Huh? I'm heading upstairs, you coming? Rofi nods drowsily and gets up, playfully leaning on Hunter as they leave the table. Hunter calls back to the kitchen. Have a good night, y'all! Both Theo and I call back to him, sending him and Rofi off. Then Theo turns to me. You done with your plate, Leo? Oh, yeah, I think so. Do you want help? Actually, no. Gonna go back and leave off here tonight. This game is making me so happy. I just know as soon as we finish it, I'm going to be filled with a huge fucking depression. It is rare seeing a game full of this much good vibes. Right? Like, I am tearing up. I am so fucking jealous of Leo right now. Anyways, before I start crying, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.